yesterday, if you watched, I know you were still regaling yourself with the outdooring.
But I still watched MFR. I never
Brilliant.
missed MFR.
Oh, okay. Then we are on the same page. Great. Yes. How would you miss it?
I never missed MFR.
Yes. So MFR actually discussed something that is on the hearts of many people in the Republic of Ghana. Something that we take for granted, and we let people die in the process, and nobody's held accountable for it. If you like, the Achimota that they are sacking people, they are redemarcating and purporting to sell the lands and misbehaving around the place. Yes. That stretch.
Yeah.
After 11 p.m., you have to navigate till you get to the traffic light. Don't like to see there is a traffic light or some light be from the police station itself.
So or oncoming vehicle. That's when you can get some form of light.
Then throughout, you take the turn until you get to, say, Christian Village. That entire stretch. There's another one that you will not forget when you're coming from a breeze. If you make a mistake and you do, let's say, 3 a.m., still now that visibility is poor and it starts drizzling at the time, and you're descending, no light. For until you get to the traffic light down there, the most important session, I don't know whether we did it deliberately, the most important session, it's as if we do not know the lights are off, so we'll fix it. Or we only fix it during a certain period and let it work for a few days or months and let it go. But this is we setting up people to die. And people are being paid for that job consistently. They will go to job tomorrow. They'll be paid at the end of the month. And I'm sure they were paid last month too. This is dereliction of duty. We cannot allow that to happen. So I was very impressed. I mean, and it appears not to be an Accra problem.
Of course not.
As was shown.
It's in the Ashanti region, everywhere else.
Last night, MFA, I had to watch you online. Why? Because we were driving on our way back to Accra. In fact, due to a scheduling mishap caused by me, I had almost forgotten that I'm the one hosting the show this morning. So when I was reminded, I had to get in the car and drive. And it was late. It was dark. And that journey was utterly perilous because there are no street lights whatsoever for most of the journey. All right. And the police have set up these barriers, and these are metal barriers, right? So what they do is they drape a high-vis jacket over the barrier and hope that somehow that will give you enough warning that you've got a barrier in front of you so that you can step down your speed from 100 kilometers an hour in time not to run them over.
But
it's ridiculous.
What we are forgetting to add also is that we are paying for these street lights to be installed. Every bill you pay, there's a component for street lights. And it is emerging that it's not even in the hands of the Roads and Highway Ministry or the Urban Roads or the Highway Authority, amongst others. It's with the Energy Ministry. So one part is constructing the road, and another component is with another ministry. And we have people who are supposed to be doing monitoring and evaluation. Then today we are told there's an app that now I have to report situations on an app. Really, like I'm wondering.
You imagine?
I'm wondering how it's supposed to be working. That now you have institutions that are supposed to be monitoring and evaluating and checking. Elsewhere, you've all traveled, and in fact, those in authority, they've all traveled and they know how it works way in advance. If there's going to be some form of construction, even a repair work, as much as a week, you are giving notification.
Do you know what?
You are constructing the road and you do not know where the problems are.
Can you imagine?
In fact, there is no road. They've not constructed anything. So I'm now going to tell you, I have to now download the app on iOS, pay for it, and somebody has been paid to actually develop this app. How much is it costing us? How much is this app costing us?
Do you know what?
Now I'm going to tell you that Official Town, that road all the way from Odoko Official Town, there's a problem on it.
Yet we have done a district system where you go and see a district director in charge of specific roads in the area. The idea is that guy wakes up in the morning.
That's his work.
His job with his officers is to make sure that all of these things are functioning. The same with other amenities and utilities. The thinking is that because you have devolved power down there, they are not necessarily supposed to fix it. They would know the problem. But this is where we are creating the impression that, yeah, they maybe be asleep or we've gone for funerals for years. So there's no way they will see the problem. So citizens should participate in. I don't have a problem with citizens participating, but it is.
I have every problem with citizens participating. Citizens have already paid tax.
Yeah.
Citizens have yes, we have already paid for those street lights. We have already paid for the maintenance of our roads. We have already paid for these things. And you are telling us that in addition to that, you have now taken that money, given it to some private person to create an app, and we must now spend our time on top of the taxes we've paid, spend our time informing you of which roads are bad, which roads don't have street lights. We must now come and inform you. Come on. So what are you doing?
And it's like,
what are you there for? No, it's utterly insulting to be told that there's an app. It's an insult to us to be told there's an app. What are you using the money for? What is more important than saving lives that you are doing with the money? For which reason we must now come on.
And you know, you can't even cite as an excuse that, oh no, there was poor visibility, so that's why I was involved in the accident. So they set you up to fail, and yet you are not in control of the circumstances that leads to you being failed.
You
go and knock somebody down and see if you won't be jailed.
And you can't give that.
Come and tell them there were no street lights.
You leave home every day hoping that you come back safe.
Yeah.
Because nothing works. The road right in front of Parliament House, the people that were asking for sirens to drive on this particularly bad road, that road right in front of Parliament, through to the National Cathedral, right opposite the Accra Conference Center, Saturday night, the entire team, we drove around town. And are you telling me that these MPs, they close late, they cannot see that there's no street light in front of their road, the road that they were hoping to use sirens to drive on?
So we need an app.
The road right in front
of... So that the MPs will report to the minister, they say the same parliament.
In front of the private residence of the President Akufo-Addo, at Nima, right here.
Yeah.
There's no street light. But his house is well lit.
Yeah,
but his neighbors and those who would use that road, there's no street light right in front of it. All the way to the Jubilee House, there are only 3 street lights that are working right at the entrance. The entire wall, all the way to Afrikiko, opposite the Revolutionary Square, Christ the King Parish, that road, no street lights. We took a drive around town, so I could walk you through all these street lights that are not working. The traffic light, the one right here at Sadisco, it's like a blessing. If you get a street light, you will not get traffic light. If you get traffic light and street light, you will not get road markings.
We can only afford one or the other.
At least if you will not give me the street light, or if you not give me the road marking, give me lights so that I can see. Me, I'm wearing spectacles. It's difficult sometimes to drive at night, especially when someone throws the lights on your face. But if
your answer is wearing spectacles,
at least if some of the road markings, they don't even have reflections on it. It's just some white paint that people have put on the road. But it's supposed to have some form of specifications. You don't need to be an engineer to know this.
Meanwhile, when you construct these roads, you will be paid, even when you hand them over incomplete.
Who is checking before paying?
Oh, nobody. That's the fact. Or if somebody is checking, they are checking to make sure they can pay. They can pay you for the uncompleted job.
And it's an election year.
And get
all
a kickback.
These roads will be fixed now, as if we are stupid.
Well, maybe we are, because we'll still go and vote.
We are not angry enough as a people, and that's what worries me.
Well, MFI, it's great to have you on the show today. I'm really enjoying your presence here. And I have no doubt that those who have had the opportunity to stay at home and take a day off and are listening to us can absolutely relate to what they're hearing. This is madness. I want us to talk about this story. Okay, staff of the University of Ghana and other residents near the Achimota police station have pledged to resist eviction efforts initiated by an unknown private contractor in the area. Now, this resistance follows Sunday's demolition of houses and makeshift structures by individuals described as land guards. According to available information, this operation was carried out with police present. The chairman of the University of Ghana branch of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU, Benjamin Nkumsa, condemned the demolition and called for an immediate halt to the eviction process while urging the Inspector General of Police to step in. All right. Now, this is all reported by Channel 1 News, and they say that the affected occupants are demanding that their rights be respected and are calling for an immediate cessation of the eviction process. They also want clarity from the authorities about the identity of the private contractor and the legitimacy of the demolition exercise. Listen to this.
We were here and then we saw the bulldozer entering, scattered these two, went to this side, scattered that side too, and then he was here and then into the room. And then the unfortunate thing is people were inside because they were too deep asleep to the extent that they were not fast enough, and then they didn't hear too, so they had to rush. We have to even shout to the bulldozer man that there are people in. Mommy here and then the little kid over there.
So I want to find out from you, where do you sleep tonight? Where are you going to sleep?
Nowhere. We don't have any place to sleep. We will still hang around as we did yesterday. Yes, night we couldn't get any place to sleep. So we hang around until this morning, and we will still do the same thing because they don't find any place for us to sleep. So we are still hanging around.
You also have nowhere to go?
I have nowhere to go, and I don't have money to rent today. If I have the money, where am I going to get a room today?
From Achimota, Kenneth Jesse for Joy News.
Yes, they have no place to live now. But as leaders, we have been able to get in touch with the University Authority. We are looking at where to get temporary place for some of them to spend the day. So this is what we are doing now. Yeah, so myself, personally, I've lodged a complaint at the Achimota police station. They are here to call me, and I don't know why if such incident is happening within a place that's closer to you. You have still not even respectfully even call me to know the side of my story. But
Achimota mum Charlie. Achimota has suffered. It's either it's being willed to people's descendants forever, or it's been given to private contractors. Now I know that there was some classification of land,
but was it completed? They were introduced the concept. That concept was withdrawn when there was a lot of brouhaha over the Sir John and the other thing. The minister promised us. Yes. He's put everything there on hold with the hope to review what is happening there and give us a proper report on it. That is when
that's for the green belt area.
No, not just that. Because people had raised the concern that even the acreage, it changes, and we went through the years and the changes that they've made. And he said, no, he's put all developments and all assignments there on hold, right here.
So why this
with the hope that he will get to the bottom of the matter. Then he reports to the people of this republic the way forward in dealing with that, and that not under his tenure would anybody distribute the place like it's their private property. And he gave all those promises. In fact, he even said there was a committee that was dealing with all of those issues properly, because it had something to do with lands and forestry together.
Yes.
Then, and see, everybody who lives around that place knows that there's a scramble for lands there, and that people have already expressed. In fact, ask the police officers, the arrest them just behind the police. So every time people go there to go and tell them that very soon they'll start development, so they should start moving.
To be clear, the property that is being demolished is not all private. Some of it belongs to employees of University of Ghana and so forth. So you have to think about what exactly were these police officers told in order for a private person to say, I am on my way to demolish government property, come and enforce it. And they were like, yes, sir.
Oh, but that's what they are used for now.
But that's the point.
That's what they're used for now.
That's what I'm highlighting.
I can give several examples. Some in cantonments, others are rich, where
once it's a big man,
you go and you see either they say they are police or they have the title national security, and it's in big quotes because these are mere langards that everybody knows everywhere.
Precisely.
And they appear as national security officials.
Since when did it become a national security matter to go and demolish, government accommodation?
And it appears there was no eviction notice, at least from the interaction between my colleague Kenneth Jesse and those whose buildings were demolished.
Can you imagine?
It doesn't look like they were sleeping.
Can you imagine the terror?
On site and
like
then
you're listening to
your family at home,
right? You are at home with your family this morning, right? Just imagine that while you're listening to this show, suddenly you hear bulldozers outside. They are here to demolish your home.
They don't give you any opportunity to start removing your things, and then by the time you realize,
And it's
they
some
start
private
demolishing.
guy
Yeah.
with police.
Who is this private guy? Who is this private developer? You go into it, and it looks like anyway.
It looks like what it looks like. Well, we will go into it.
Yes.
And we will tell you who is behind this.
We need
will
answers.
Yes, we will tell you who woke up with the cockroach audacity to bring police and come and demolish government buildings because the land belongs
Occupied by
to him.
TEU members.
But I thought our security agencies only took lawful orders. So even if you were being
that was
invited,
back in the
They
day.
do?
that's what they're supposed to do.
That was in the day of our founders.
Which of the founders?
Where
With
do
the
you put your
apostrophe?
apostrophe? Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. You know what? We've got a lot to talk about this
Yes,
one. That's
certainly.
just one of the stories that really befuddles me. But the other one is also the response of the CPP to the president's placement of his apostrophe. Right? The president says he completely rejects the concept that this country was founded by one man. And well, CPP says, look, the world knows that Nkrumah founded Ghana. As now, we don't even know who founded us. Is it any wonder that we have no clue where we are going as a nation?
We all know that President Akufo-Addo, even before he became president, had a personal agenda to recenter history and bring into prominence his family members. That's without doubt. So, and it's consistently being repeated. And one would have thought that when you are humbled by economic situations and all of that, these things are not your priority. But the president chose to address the nation. There were times past that when the president addressed the nation, it was on relevant matters, COVID and one. I mean, I found this completely unnecessary, especially find the
I was
times
actually
that.
looking forward to this particular address, especially because it would have been his last. At least it will be his last
see.
address to the nation. At least
I-
on Founders Day.
Yes.
And it turned out I was listening and I was wondering if, but it appears I'm worried though for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, at least because.
Abamia did not address that.
No, he did not. But you see, it does appear that everything that has been said, at least by those who are wrapping up, to leave, it doesn't look like they are helping anyone's cause. It appears that, I'm done. Whatever happens, happens. I don't care. And I don't know if the NPP is working as a team or everybody is now working for themselves. Because if you make comments like this as a president and you say that you're actually giving your blessing to the candidate, your candidate, I wonder.